A lot of fans in the house as breakout the Red Week continues here at the Big A, and hopefully, the Angels look to bounce back after last night's defeat, the shutout, fourth of the season at the hands of the Toronto Blue Jays. We get you ready for game number 2 of this 3-game set against Toronto. Hi, everyone, from inside the Big A. I'm Victor Rojas, along with, that's right, that's the birthday boy, Mark Gubiza. Glad you could join us once again for Angels baseball. And as we told you earlier this week, Peter Bourge is making his first starts here at the Big A. We told you he was going to be exciting to watch, both in the field as well as on the base paths, and he certainly is not disappointed throughout this homestand.
Boy, that first step he makes in the outfield, it gives pitchers the comfort level that if you make a mistake, he's got a good chance of bringing that pitch back and making the play. In Baltimore, going back to left center field, makes that play look easy at times, even has to slow down to make that play. Over the shoulder there in Detroit. And of course, last night the ball was hit very well, gets back in there and makes the play. Made a couple good plays, comes sliding in, very aggressive in the outfield. That's the big thing about him. He's not afraid to take a shot and make it a play. Eventually, he's going to figure it out at the plate because he's got good bat speed, make consistent contact, and utilize that speed. He could be a dynamic player.
Well, you saw a little bit of that last night, trying to bunt his way on. A terrific play by Aaron Hill really got him out at first base. But other than that, he's certainly showing signs of being a spectacular and fun player to watch. Tonight, Ervin Santana goes for the Angels and looking to kind of keep going what he did his last time out.
Well, he's been throwing the ball so well against Toronto this entire season. He's had 2 complete games. He's been able to throw the ball exceptional. His fastball has been very good. His slider against Toronto has been his pitch because they have a lot of right-handed batters with some power. Utilize that slider. Only 1 walk, 16 punch-outs in 18 innings pitched. 2 complete games. He needs to do so again tonight against a very powerful offense of the Jays.
Well, the Halos were stymied last night by a left-hander by the name of Mark Sipczynski. Tonight, they'll face yet another one. Left-hander Brett Cecil will be towing the slab going up against Ervin Santana. The Angels offense trying to get it going. It's game 2 of the 3-game series against the Blue Jays. Sit back and relax. We'll have the lineups at first pitch when we return. Angels baseball is brought to you by Howard's, official superstores of Angels baseball. Nobody beats Howard's. By the all-new 2011 Hyundai Sonata. Visit your Southern California Hyundai dealers today. And by Shakey's Pizza, who competed in 22 World Series games and won 10. Go to Shakey's.com/trivia. Plenty of food here at the Big A. Good food at that, especially if you're over at Clyde Wright's Barbecue. And why wouldn't you be here on a beautiful night for baseball? Game 2 of the 3-game set between the Angels and the Blue Jays. And tonight's Angels game, as always, is presented in mind-altering high definition, courtesy of Time Warner Cable. Blue Jays taking game 1 of the series last night by the final of 3-0. Gets the lineup. Cito Gaston will run out there once again. Fred Lewis leading things off. He's in left field. Yunel Escobar, shortstop. Jose Bautista leading the major leagues with 36 home runs. He's the third place hitter and getting to start at third base tonight. Vernon Wells in center. Adam Lynn, the DH. Aaron Hill at second base. Lyle Overbay at first. Travis Snyder sees action for the first time in this series. He is the right fielder with Jose Molina, the former Angel, doing the catching and batting ninth. Facing Irvin Santana for the third time this year.
11-win season so far for Irvin Santana. He's won 3 of his last 4 starts. 2-0 this season against the Jays. We just showed you that graphic. 18 innings pitched, 16 punch-outs, and only 1 walk. It's been that good against the Jays, utilizing that 94-mile-an-hour fastball and devastating slider.
Well, defensively behind Irvin Santana tonight, you've got Bobby Abreu in left, Peter Borges in center, Torrey Hunter in right. In the infield, Alberto Cayasso back in the lineup at third base. Eric Ibar short, Howie Kendrick at second, Mike Napoli at first, and Bobby Wilson getting to start behind the plate with Jeff Mathis getting the night off.
Boy, Bobby's done such a nice job as far as calling a good game. What he does is utilize that fastball on the inside part of the plate. He's been very successful defensively. 14-5 record when he starts and calls the balls and strikes behind the plate. But a good job as far as negating the running game and keeps that pace going, which is an important thing for Irvin Santana.
Well, the Blue Jays managed solo runs in the 2nd, 4th, and 7th innings last night as Irvin's first pitch is up high. 2 of those runs coming off Scott Kazmir, who took the loss after going 6 innings. Allowing just 4 hits. Francisco Rodriguez giving up the 3rd run. Lewis fouls it off the screen, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Kaz now 8-10 on the year, but not a bad start considering where he was in the pitch count. Very manageable. He could have continued on, but they decided to go to the bullpen.
He's given up 2 earned runs in his last 11 innings pitching over 2 starts, so he's coming around now.
Fastball is down low, and it's 2 balls and a strike here on Fred Lewis. Lewis hitting .270 with 7 home runs, 32 runs batted in. Had a 1-for-5 night last night, including a double. This one will find its place in the seats along that third base line, and the count is even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Blue Jays playing very good baseball of late. Overall, a 61-54 mark, still 4th in the American League East. 10 games back of the Yankees, but if they continue to roll the way they have since the All-Star break, they are 17-9 since the break. It could certainly be a factor in the American League East as far as disrupting the race. As that pitch is inside, it's a full count.
You consider how many games they'll have to play with teams in their division, whether it be the Yankees, the Rays, of course the Red Sox. So still, the wild card is not out of the question either.
Lewis takes inside. They asked for the appeal, and Rob Drake says he did not go, and it's a leadoff walk. And as we said last night, not what you want to do. It's a Blue Jays lineup that is capable of hitting the long ball at any point in this lineup. Yunel Escobar will step up now. The newest Blue Jay, having been acquired from the Atlanta Braves. He was 1-for-5 last night, hitting .309 here in the American League. 3 home runs and 10 runs batted in. The 3 home runs, that's what he's had all season long. He had a big goose egg in that category for the Bravos. First pitch is in for a strike.
Big thing too with Lewis and his speed, and one of the few stolen base threats that the Jays have is 11 stolen bases. Irvin has allowed 25 stolen bases against him. Head of the count here, Mike Scioscia still has that option of putting a pitch out on. He feels that Lewis is going to try to steal second base at this point.
11 of the 38 total stolen bases for Toronto, owned by Fred Lewis at first base. Former product of the San Francisco Giants, picked up on a waiver claim earlier this year. Boys certainly acclimated himself to the American League nicely. 0-1 pitch. Escobar showing bunt, pops it on the ground over to Santana. He makes a nice play. One off the plate, bounding high in the air.
Boy, that was not an easy play at all.
No.
Nice and relaxed making that play. A lot of times when a pitcher fields the ball that's chopped off the plate like that, even though it's still a bunt, you panic. Try to use your bare hand to make that play, but got himself gathered. Made a good, strong throw to get the out at first base.
Sacrifice advances Fred Lewis into scoring position. And it turns out to be a sacrifice that looked more like Escobar trying to bunt his way on and set things up for Jose Bautista, the third baseman tonight, after getting to start in right field last night. And the first pitch slider's in for a strike. Bautista 0 for 4 in last night's game. 255, and as we pointed out, leading the majors, 36 home runs, 88 runs batted in. 36 home runs, 5 better than Adam Dunn of the Washington Nationals. 0-1 pitch is a strike on the inside corner. 0-2.
Good sequence so far against him by Ervin Santana. Slider on the outside corner, fastball inside.
In the dirt, nice job by Wilson. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Blue Jays made it count last night. They were just 2 for 10 in scoring position. But with the way Mark Sapczynski was throwing the ball, it didn't take a whole lot. Sapczynski going 7 innings, allowing just 2 hits. Angels managing 3 total hits. There's the 1-2. Bautista check swing, roller, foul. The count remains at a ball and 2 strikes. That fastball just ran inside. Now leaving a count of 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Good idea, though. Backed another fastball inside. That one at 95 miles an hour for Ervin. So good velocity on the fastball early on. Now has him set up for a slider. See if he can get that out.
Lewis leading off at second base. And down goes Bautista chasing that slider. 2 outs.
Boy, what a pitch that was. Sharp slider after a couple fastballs on the inner half. Bautista made the commitment to swing at that pitch. No chance of even fouling that one off.
So with 2 outs and a man still in scoring position, Vernon Wells will step to the plate. Vernon was 0 for 2 last night, including a couple of walks. He scored the second run of the 4th inning, had a leadoff walk and came around to score on a sac fly by Aaron Hill. That was one of the diving catches that Peter Bourjos made last night. It was Santana kind of trying to keep Lewis close to the bag at second. Bourjos right now standing in a ribbon of sunshine out in center field. Torrey, on the other hand, is sitting in the sunshine and right. That 6 o'clock start. Won't be too long before that sun goes away. But always something to watch for, especially with a man in scoring position here in the early going. 1-0 is in there, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. The veteran Joe West calling the balls and strikes this evening. Santana's 1-1 pitch is inside. 2 balls and a strike. Joe West, always one of those umpires that likes to wear the old sport coat behind the plate, but On a warm night here in Anaheim, deciding to go with the short sleeve. Seventeen pitches thrown by Santana here in the first, and that one's outside. 3-1.
We just talk about the pace so far for Irvin. Just thinking a little bit too much. Got such good stuff. Velocity on the fastball, the sharp break on the slider in the game. Got to trust your offense. You're going to score runs. You can't worry about the fact that they did not score last night, the offense. Be aggressive, make some pitches, and let the offense relax and get that key hit to give you the lead.
3-1 pitch is a slider that drops in there. Full count now. Is this one of those where you're giving too much credit to the reputation of the Blue Jays for being a long ball team? You still have to look at the fact that they are hitting just .250. They do strike out.
You know, that tells me they're hitting bad mistakes, whether a lot of them are breaking pitches.
This one out to right, chasing Torrey back, still going back there. Told you that sun would come into play here in the early going, but he makes a nice running catch to end the inning. A leadoff walk is stranded at second. Angels coming up in the bottom of the first with no score. It's Angels owner Artie Moreno's birthday as well. And two great guys celebrating birthdays on a beautiful Saturday night for baseball as the Angels come up here in the bottom of the first inning with no score. This is a lineup that Mike Socia will run out there. Halos at 59 and 58, still 8.5 back now of the division-leading Texas Rangers. Have Abreu, Ibar, Callasco, the first three batters. Torrey Hunter at right, Howie Kendrick at second, Mike Napoli at first, Hideki Matsui the DH. Bobby Wilson doing the catching. Peter Borges batting ninth and playing center against left-hander by the name of Brett Cecil, who now facing the Angels for the second time, was spectacular back on May 24th against the Halos.
Yeah, no earned runs in 7 1/3 innings pitched. Just 2 hits allowed. Fastball 87 to 94, so that means he can sink the fastball with a two-seamer, but we'll throw a four-seam fastball up in the zone, curveball, slider, and a changeup.
Abreu takes down low for ball one. Very similar pitcher to that of Mark Sapczynski, not an overpowering guy.
Yeah, you wonder if he's going to stay away and see if the Angel hitters will make an adjustment on him tonight. For me, he's got to stay away and see if they do make that adjustment.
Abreu's ahead of the count of 2 balls and no strikes. Bobby was 1 for 3 last night, hitting .263 now on the season with 14 home runs and 65 runs batted in. The base hit that he picked up in last night's game, extending his hitting streak to 6 games. 88-mile-an-hour fastball is right down the middle. First strike. It's 2-1. With the loss last night, Texas winning it in extra innings against Boston. Now dropping the Halos to 8.5 back, still in second place in the West as Abreu reaches for this one. It's going to be a tough play for Aaron Hill. Bare hand, not going to get Abreu. Make that a 7-game hitting streak as the leadoff man is on board. defensively behind Brett Cecil this evening. You've got Lewis in left, Wells in center, Snyder in right field. In the infield, Bautista and Escobar on the left side, Hill and Overbay on the right. And Jose Molina doing the catching.
And Encarnacion was playing third yesterday. Bautista playing third base today. A very versatile player. Can play a number of positions in the outfield and has played solid defensively at third base. Real strong arm from that position.
Bautista playing in at third base with Ibar at the plate. Pushes the bunt over to first base, and Overbay will make the catch. One away. That to me looked like Ibar changing his mind as the pitch was being delivered.
Thought about trying to push it by him at first base instead. If you're going to go in there and try to bunt it, get it by pitching mound and you have a shot. Whether you advance the base runner or get a base hit, you just got to get the job done.
Oh, just drop it down the third base line.
Put it in play.
Put it in play and advance the man into scoring position. Ibar is the first out here, now 0 for his last 8. Abreu is still at first. And here's Alberto Callaspo, who had the night off last night. Meister Sturis got the start at third base. Meister ended up going hitless in his 4 plate appearances. He gets the night off tonight. One of the few he's had since coming off the disabled list.
Even that series against the Royals, in which the Angels won all 3 games and swept them, they didn't hit particularly well in that series at all, particularly with runners in scoring position. They got to get back to the approach they had in Detroit, where they simplified their swings, went the other way very effectively, and allowed Mike Scioscia to put different type of things on in the course of the game, whether it be hit and run or straight steals. But he has to see the guys making good contact before he puts plays on.
Callaspo with a 1-ball, 1-strike count here with Abreu at first, 1 out. Alberto, 275, 8 home runs, and 48 runs batted in. Takes that breaking pitch high, and it's 2-1. Here in the early going, that has been the case for Brett Cecil, staying away. 24-year-old from Dunkirk, Maryland. Born there, lives there. Went to school there. This one's on the ground on the right side. Base hit. Abreu will stop at second. Snyder comes charging in quickly. Gets the ball back in there. The Halos here in the first inning have runners at first and second with 1 away, and Torrey Hunter coming up.
And that's the type of swing we've been looking for. He's last night the whole game, and of course early part of the game here today. Just going the other way with that pitch. Staying back, using his hands, and punching it through the hole between first and second. Bobby's able to advance to second. Snyder's got a very strong, accurate arm out there in the outfield. Good idea to stay there at second, be satisfied being in scoring position.
Yeah, and to your point about the Angels' offense and the struggles that they have had, especially throughout this homestand. They were 0 for 7 last night with men in scoring position. As Torrey takes ball 1. Over the last 4 games, just 3 for 27, yet they were still able to sweep the Kansas City Royals and drop last night's game. 1-0 pitch. Torrey takes inside. It is 2-0. The mindset being in the approach to last night, Mark Zubchinski, tonight, Brett Cecil. Ricky Romero, a little bit different animal tomorrow afternoon, but neither one of those left-handers really firm enough with the fastball to really sneak something by on the inside part of the plate. As Torrey chops this one to third, Bautista tags third base, flips over to first, and Torrey didn't hustle that one out. Is tagged out easily. That ends the inning with a double play. So nothing happening for the Halos here. No runs, 2 hits, 1 left on, 1 complete, no score here in Anaheim. CarMax. Now more than ever, the smart choice is CarMax. By Carl's Jr., introducing the Hawaiian Teriyaki Chicken Sandwich with grilled pineapple and teriyaki sauce. New at Carl's Jr. And by Hawaiian Gardens Casino. Get your game on. Top of the second, no score here in Anaheim. Adam Lind to lead things off against Irvin Santana and promptly takes his strike. It'll be Lind, Hill, and Overbay here against Irvin. Through 20 pitches in the first inning, striking out one and walking one. This one on the ground to second. Howie has got the skimmer. One batter up, one batter down to start the second. Brings up Aaron Hill. Earlier we mentioned that Irvin Santana making his third start against Toronto this year up at the Rogers Center back on April the 18th. Complete game. 1 run, 4-hit performance. That was his third win of the year. Halos sweeping Toronto in that series. And here in Anaheim, Angels taking 2 of 3. May 25th he faced them, went 9 innings, gave up 3 runs on 4 hits. As Hill takes inside apparently for ball 1.
Punched out 10 in that game. Remember that game up in Toronto? He had a shutout going before he threw a changeup to Adam Lind, who hit it out to right field to break up that shutout in the 9th inning.
Irvin falls behind here. 2 balls and no strikes. He is coming off the start against Kansas City, in which he picked up the W. It's 11th of the year, allowing 3 runs and 6 1/3. Hill takes a strike, and it is 2-1. Blue Jays second baseman 1 for 3 last night, hitting .215, 18 home runs and 46 RBIs. He lines one to left center for a base hit.
After a few sliders in a row, went with a fastball, and Hill was able to hit that in the left center field. Still remember about 3 or 4 spring trainings ago, Irvin Santana was more of a fastball curveball pitcher, and then started experimenting with that slider he has right now. It's become one of the better pitches in the entire league. He worked on it. Initially was more of a cut fastball, but has evolved into a true slider. It's very effective. He can throw it behind in the count. He can throw it for a strikeout pitch. Even throw it for one to get a ground ball.
He's got Overbay at the plate now. He'll take outside. Overbay hitting .251 with 13 home runs, 45 runs batted in after the 1 for 3 night that he had last night. Blue Jays managed 7 hits all total. 4 against Kazmir and then 1 each against Rodriguez, Shields, and Kahn. Missed outside, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Falling behind on Aaron Hill, and now Overbay. Hill not a very big lead over at first base as the Blue Jays don't run a whole lot. As Overbay takes a strike, 2-1. Lyle's a guy that if he puts the ball on the ground to an infielder, more than likely he'll turn a double play, not a fast runner. Grounded into 6 double plays this year. Vernon Wells, surprisingly, the team leader for Toronto, having rolled into 11 double plays. Outside, 3 balls and a strike.
And this is a guy, too, you want to go after, attack it with pitches in the strike zone. He prefers the ball down in the zone. Overbay does. He's susceptible to a fastball in the inner half. If you fall behind, it's a good fastball hitter, particularly down in the zone.
And Santana's walked Overbay. Second walk of the night. Meeting at the mound with Bobby Wilson and Eric Ibar. And that'll bring up Travis Snyder, who had the night off last night with Bautista getting to start in right field and Edwin Encarnacion over at third. Snyder, one of the young players that the Blue Jays have currently on their roster that they're very excited about, product of Washington State. He's 22 years of age as he swings through that fastball. A lot of power in that left-handed swing.
It's that open stance, too, when the pitch is going to be delivered. He closes it up. Still looks for something on the inner half.
0-1 pitch. This one's fouled off to the left, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. Snyder, former first-round pick, 14th overall. That happened in 2006. Got into 24 games with the Blue Jays in 08. Got into 77 games last year, hitting .241 with 9 home runs and driving home 29. 0-2 pitch, fastball. Missed inside, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. A bit tighter strike zone tonight from Joe West than we saw last night from Rod Drake. Breaking ball, rolled foul. Aaron Hill with a 1-out base hit stands at second. Overbay the walk. He's over at first.
Pretty good job by Snyder staying alive on that nasty breaking pitch on the inner half.
This one out toward left field, chasing Abreu back. And he will run it down for out number 2. Pretty good read for Bobby. Stuck with it, makes the grab, and the runners remain at the respective positions.
Still getting acclimated to play that left field position. Played right field throughout his entire career, basically. But there, good jump, read it. Never took his eye off the baseball, looked it into his glove.
Toughest play there for a left fielder is the fact that it's coming off a left-handed bat. That ball tends to slice more toward the foul line or back toward you. And you can have, at times, a propensity to overrun that ball, thinking that that ball is going to be more toward the alley, and the ball, the thing slices back toward you or even behind you. You overrun it.
Completely different read from that right field position for a left-handed batter against him as compared to being in left field. He'll go away. More of a hook action in right field for Bobby, so good play for him.
Jose Molina bore the collar last night, 0 for 4, hitting .254 on the year. Waves another slider. It's no balls and 2 strikes. Jose getting the bulk of the time behind the plate with John Buck, the other catcher, on the 15-day disabled list. Took a foul ball off the hand on August the 4th. A lacerated right thumb forcing him to the DL. So Jose getting the start in back-to-back nights, and he swings at 3 sliders, and he comes up empty on all 3. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left on for Toronto. Into the bottom of the second with no score here in Anaheim. Now with Kendrick to lead things off here against Brent Cecil, we take a look at our Hyundai key to the game.
Make adjustments for the hitters during the course of the game. Yesterday, they did not make any at the plate. Trust that you cannot be beaten on a fastball inside. Look away, drive the ball hard to right field, to right center field. And then eventually you'll force him inside. That's when you can hit the ball out of the yard.
Well, the Angels had a couple of hits in the first inning, and with one out, runners at first and second, Torrey grounded into a double play. So the threat was ended there. Howie hitting it hard over to short. Escobar, quick little bobble. Retires Kendrick for the first down here in the second. Howie had an 0 for 3 at night last night. Starts this one off with a ground out. And with one out, nobody on, Mike Napoli strolls to the plate. Well, the one thing that could be said for the Toronto Blue Jays as they continue to build a foundation, especially around starting pitching, with Roy Halladay being jettisoned to the Philadelphia Phillies, trusting the young arms led by Ricky Romero and Brett Cecil, Mark Sapchinski. They've got a good nucleus there, and they just locked up Ricky Romero to a 5-year contract worth $30 million. That was announced earlier today.
I'll tell you what, if you look at Toronto over the years, they've always been tremendous in player development. Scouting very well. Even when they have their lulls as far as getting back up on top, they've been able to draft well. This pitcher right here, Sean Markham, a good pitcher from the Kansas City area. Talked to him yesterday for a bit. He's a guy with just a great moving fastball. Good slider himself, very competitive. He came back from that Tommy John surgery himself very quickly. He's had a great season with 10 wins. I mean, all those guys have been able to develop. They've always developed good position players, but they've had a good job as far as pitching, too.
Napoli drawing the 4-pitch walk. There's Ricky Romero. He'll get the start in tomorrow afternoon's contest, going up against Dan Aaron. His dad right now is a media superstar being interviewed by Buck Martinez at Branch Mullinex at the Blue Jays television broadcast booth.
Dad's happy today.
As well he should, and proud.
Man, I'll tell you what, Ricky is a special type of player. He competes exceptionally well on the mound. There's his dad.
Kind of look alike.
Just a little bit.
Hideki Matsui launching one into the right field corner. This one is gone. Godzilla goes boom to give the Angels a 2-0 lead.
In a second. Talking about crushing a baseball. It's so good to see out of Matsui. A lot of people have been very critical about the Angels' decision to bring Matsui aboard. When you have a swing like that, still putting up some decent power numbers now. 15th home run on the season for Matsui. Try to sneak a fastball inside. Again, we talked about the adjustments. Trust that you can turn on that ball in the inner half. They're going to try to get you out of the way. But when he comes inside, don't let him get away with that pitch.
First home run since July 26th, his 15th of the year, giving the Halos a 2-0 lead here in the second. The astonishing part of that is that Brett Cecil has been fantastic against left-handed hitters. Showing bunt there's Bobby Wilson, takes it down low, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
Lefty's what, hit 152?
152 against Brett Cecil, the second lowest batting average against in the American League. C.J. Wilson's limited lefties to a 103 batting average. Bobby tapping this one over to third. Bautista's got it. Sidearm flip over to Overbay, and Wilson's retired for round number 2.
Well, you talk about making a mistake if you're Brett Cecil there, because Matsui's been opening up, pulling on the inner half. If you're a left-handed pitcher, that's what he's hoping for. Do you try to sneak something on the inner half by him early in the count? So he was turning on it, roaring out for that fastball, got it, and made him pay for it.
_115th home run that the Angels have hit this year. They are 6th in the American League in that category. Peter Borges at the plate, swings the first pitch and goes off the glove of Cecil. Ricochets to Escobar. And that put out goes 1-6-3 for out number 3. But the Angels strike first. Hideki Matsui's 15th home run of the year as the Angels lead at 2-0. The top of the third inning. Top of the order due up for Toronto. Fred Lewis, Yunel Escobar, Jose Bautista here. A lot of kids in attendance. Great backpacks that were handed out before the game, courtesy of Zobes. Good looking big A on it. Fred Lewis swinging at the first pitch. Now Kendrick retires in for the first down.
Make sure I bring that with me on this road trip. Walk around town in Boston.
I double dog dare you to fill that backpack up and walk on the plane with it on Monday before our flight to Boston. Let's see what you made of him.
All right.
Veteran.
There you go.
All right.
All right. Done deal. Especially after first pitch ground ball out. Fred Lewis looking for that shutdown inning. Can't wait to bring it with me.
Were you trying to segue there?
Yes.
Howie Kendrick going out. Torrey
trying to deflect you.
Calls him off and makes a catch. Hey, 2 pitches, 2 outs.
There we go.
It's Santana.
All right, one more pitch and it's a lock for the bag. Imagine those looks going on the plane. Those would love that.
Be great to see security wand you with the backpack on. Excuse me, sir. You're going to have to take that off. But I can't, ma'am.
So you can't bring your soap dispenser in there, your Rally Monkey soap dispenser on the plane.
There's the backpack. That time of year, back to school as Bautista takes outside. It's 2 balls and no strikes.
And the kids just love to hear that. Back to school. That one commercial, it's the most wonderful time of the year. Kids are back at school.
2 balls and a strike. Bautista strikeout victim of the first, 1 of 2 for Urban. That was up and in. 3-1 now. Vernon Wells on deck. See the home run totals for Bautista throughout the years. Strike on the outside corner. Drop that thing in reverse and get back in the batter's box. Full count now.
Having a fastball right on the outside corner.
Love the fact that he doesn't mess around in the batter's box either. He just gets right back in there. That fastball misses outside, and now it's a walk.
Ooh, he almost hit the spot with that fastball. He missed by a lot. It's always a good idea to get right back in the batter's box with Joe West behind the plate.
Third walk issued by Urban to go with the 2 strikeouts. Vernon Wells at the plate. He had a fly ball to right in the first inning, so he's 0 for 1. There goes Bautista. Wells takes a strike to throw down from Wilson. Arrives at the same time as Bautista. The ball ricochets over to Ibar, and it's a stolen base.
Well, he had a big jump, but still a quick throw, catch and throw by Bobby Wilson, though. His 5th stolen base now in the season, but they had a chance. How quick he was to be able to catch and release right away out of the glove. But just as the slide came in, so did that baseball and Howie's glove, and Howard's will show how that ball got away. A quick throw, though, by Bobby Wilson. 26 stolen bases against Urban Santana on the hill.
0-1 to Wells is down low. 1 ball, 1 strike. I'm still not a huge fan of that being in front of the bag as a middle infielder. Got to catch and bring the ball back to a sliding base runner as opposed to straddling the bag, catching it, dropping it straight down.
Especially when you have a pitcher that's not particularly quick to the plate, so you don't have much time. So you're better off being able to catch and the ball be at the same time as the slides coming in as far as reaching back. That split second could cost you a chance. Get that would-be base stealer.
Urban with a 1 ball, 2 strike count here on Wells. 2 outs and a man in scoring position. That's Bautista. Able to take a very big lead with the middle infielders. Ibar and Kendrick staying home with 2 outs against Wells in the dirt. 2-2.
Bobby Wilson did a nice job as far as smothering those breaking pitches into dirt. Squaring up the body, keeping it in front of him. Get a chance to be able to pounce on it and make that throw. On the replay, show breaking pitch in the dirt, squared it up very well for Bobby Wilson.
Irvin's in a little bit of trouble here with a full count on Vernon Wells. Adam Lind, the guy on deck. Hideki Matsui with a 2-run home run in the bottom of the second to put the Angels up 2-0. Bautista working the 2-out walk and then stealing second. Breaking pitch misses low, and that's the 4th walk issued by Ervin Santana in this game. In his 2 previous starts against the Blue Jays this year, he allowed 1 total walk. So he surpassed that by plenty in this one.
Tempo a little slow today early in this ball game. Facing a guy that's had success against him, including 2 home runs.
Adam Lind 0 for 1. He grounded out to Howie Kendrick his first time up. Had him way out in front on that slider. No balls and a strike. Outfield pretty much in normal depth. Torrey maybe cheating in a couple of steps in right. 0-1 pitch outside. Throw to second, and Bautista's back easily. I slapped the tag on Bautista. Just keeping it real, home run leader.
Just in case you wander off the base, I'm going to get you.
Count is even at 1-1. In Texas, Boston leading the Texas Rangers 1-0 that game. The bottom of the 6th inning. John Lester against Colby Lewis. One pitch. 2-1. Boston with a little bit of a meltdown on back-to-back days. As a matter of fact, they had the meltdown in the 9th inning Thursday against Toronto up at Rogers Center, blowing a 5-2 lead in the 9th, and blowing an 8-2 lead in the middle part of the game last night against Texas.
Had back-to-back walk-off losses.
2-1 is cued off the end of the bat to Mike Napoli. He'll take it himself, and Santana, who got himself into some trouble here, works his way out of it. We head to the bottom of the 3rd. The Angels still up 2-0. Lead it 2-0, courtesy of Matsui's 15th home run of the year. It'll be Abreu, Ibar, and Kayaspo here against Brett Cecil. Bobby had an infield single in the first inning, extending his inning streak to 7 games. He was 1 for 1. He takes down low for ball 1. Facing the left-hander Cecil, who was a former #1 pick of the Blue Jays in 2007 out of the University of Maryland. That pitch is in there for a strike, and it's 1-1. Blue Jays throwing a couple of guys from their 2007 draft class. Subchinski last night, Cecil in this one. 1-1 pitch is cut on and missed. That's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Boy, high fastball for a strike. Then he throws the breaking pitch at same level. It's another strike. Very good since July 1st. ERA barely over 2.
Breaking ball is fouled off to the left. The count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. You mentioned since July 1st. Prior to that, he had 3 horrible starts, and all 3 against National League opponents. Got knocked around against the San Diego Padres, giving up 5 runs in 6 innings. The next time out against St. Louis, 6 runs in 5 innings. And in Philadelphia, got up for 5 runs in 4 2/3. So Brett Cecil, mark it on your calendar, will more than likely be skipping the interleague schedule next year.
You would think you had the advantage here. Generally considered the weaker league as far as the offensive side, but that wasn't the case for Cecil.
Bobby ripping this one to the alley in right center field. And that's going to go for extra bases. Snyder bobbles it for a second. Bobby thought about it, but he stopped at second with a double. That brief little bobble there by Snyder. I bet if it touches the ground, Abreu keeps going, looking for that triple. Instead, it's a leadoff double.
And Snyder looked like he got himself in position pretty well to be able to cut this baseball up and get that in as quick as possible. Mislocation again. Molina was setting up on the outside part of the plate, but instead it was on the inner half. Just that bobble at the end, but he was over there to cut it off quickly. Good idea for Bobby to stay there at second base. He's already in scoring position. You don't want to be that first out at third.
31st double of the year for Abreu. And here's Ibar trying to bunt his way on in the first inning. It popped out to Lyle Overbay. Overbay, the first baseman, creeping in on the infield grass as Ibar shows bunt, drops it up the third base line. A very good bunt. Bautista off down the throw, and Ibar is safe. It was going to be a bang play. Ibar better get on the base. No call is being made. And now I guess Joe West is making the call that Ibar interfered with that throw, and he's being called out.
That means Bobby will have to go back to second. He's saying he was inside the line when the ball hit him. And if the baseball hits him or interferes with the play, if you're inside the line in the playing field, it could be called interference.
This is the angle from the third base side of things. He is on the inside part,
but his foot's right on the base line.
And the ball never hit him. The ball went off the glove of Aaron Hill.
And his foot is on the chalk.
Now, if the ball hits him, I can kind of understand the call.
The ball didn't hit him, though.
Never hit him. It went in and out of the glove of Aaron Hill. The glove made contact with Ibar, and that's why the ball jarred free. I mean, how can you not see that? If Angel Hernandez, the first base umpire, doesn't see it, how could Joe West, who is further away from the play, make that call? Now, if he saw it clearly hit the shoulder of a base runner, that's a completely different story, but that is not even close to being the case.
And that's what Mike Scioscia wants to know out of Joe West. How can you make that call when Angel Hernandez is right there? Ibar's foot is on the chalk, and the ball did not hit him.
Well, Abreu is still standing at third base. If they're calling Ibar out,
he has to go back to second.
Why go until they actually tell it to go to second?
You never know if the guys will stay there. I still don't understand that call.
Well, apparently Joe West is not convincing Mike Scioscia.
And this is getting heated up. He's getting closer and closer. They've had some issues over the years. And Bobby does have to go back to second. Boy, would turn out to be a great bunt. Ends up being an out, and Bobby has to go back to second base.
Again, this is the best angle that we have to show you. Watch the ball go into the glove of Aaron Hill. Doesn't hit Ibar. Contact is made. The ball comes out. How is that interference on Eric Ibar?
There was a game in which I threw a baseball on a bunt play to hit Gary Pettis in the back, but he was inside the line. I hit him in the back. That baseball did not hit Ibar.
Cayaspo yanking one foul down the left field line. There's Angel Hernandez, the first base umpire.
That ball did not hit him.
Angel doesn't signal as if the ball hits him.
I don't understand that call at all.
There's been some bad calls in Major League Baseball once again this year with the umpiring crew. As Cayaspo misses inside, it's 1 ball, 1 strike. This one over the mound. Going to be a tough play here for Escobar. Make sure you don't run on the inside part of the foul line because you don't want to get called out. Cayaspo clearly safe with Overbay being dragged off the bag on a throw by Escobar. So the Halos have runners at first and third here. And Torrey Hunter coming up.
Boy, chopped right off the plate. Escobar tried to come in and make that barehand play, but good throw. He has him at first, but Overbay pulled off the base. Cayaspo safe at first. He's inside the line himself, running down there also.
What the argument is about that foul line, too, that whole call obstruction, is that the base is in fair territory.
Exactly.
Physically, you have to be inside the line to touch the bag.
I've always wondered how a base runner can run down that line anyhow and not be inside the field of play going down the line.
Well, the Halos hoping to turn to Page on it. First and third here with 1 out. Torrey, big swing and a foul back. As a 1 ball, 1 strike count. Hunter rolled into a 5-3 double play in the first inning, so he's 0 for 1. Torrey chopping this one to third. Bautista goes to second. Hill's got it. Relay in time. Second time in the scan to Torrey's rolled into a double play, and the Angels leave a man on in scoring position. 3-3. Halos up 2-0. Means it's time for the AT&T trivia question. Devon White is the only first ever to win Gold Gloves with the Angels and the Jays. Which two players won Gold Gloves with a record 4 different teams? Bill Madlock. There in the 4th inning, Aaron Hill, Lyle Overbay, Travis Snyder to face Irvin Santana. Not the Mad Dog.
He could hit.
Yeah, he could. Aaron Hill had a 1-out base hit in the 2nd, was stranded in scoring position, so he's 1 for 1 as he lifts a lazy fly ball to shallow center. And Howie will make the call and the catch. And the leadoff man is retired for the first down here in the 4th.
Well, that's a tough question. 4 different teams?
We're trying to stump you on your birthday.
Old age already for me.
I can't believe you're 66 years old today. Unbelievable.
Yep.
Man, I hope I look as good as you when I get to be that age in 26 years. This one's hit out toward right center field. Borges going back at the wall. He'll make the catch. 2 outs. Hey, on Tuesday, August 24th, your Angels host Evan Longoria, Carl Crawford, and the rest of the Tampa Bay Rays. All fans in attendance will receive a free Angels fleece blanket, courtesy of Chevron Extra Mile. Purchase your tickets today at angelsbaseball.com.
It's a nice little thing for me since I just turned 66 today. Keep me nice and toasty.
You're always cold at your age.
That's a nice play.
2 outs, nobody on here for Travis Snyder. Looks at a fastball for a strike. Boy, you pitched into the 90s, too.
That curveball and slider combination kept it going. And throw below the hitting speed at 80 miles an hour. Look at Jamie Moyer. He might be pitching till he's 66.
Or not, depending on injuries. 1-1 pitch. Snyder rolls this one over to first. Irvin Santana's got himself a 1-2-3 inning. We head to the bottom of the 4th here in Anaheim. The Angels still leading it 2-0. Which two players won Gold Gloves with a record 4 different teams? Devo did it with the Angels and the Blue Jays. Bobby Shantz and Greg Maddux.
That's right. Greg Maddux, he won about 1 billion Gold Gloves. They just give it to pitchers. They just don't want to change that up.
Greg Maddux, 18 Gold Gloves. Most by any player in Major League Baseball history.
Did he break? Jim Cott used to have that record, right?
Kitty Cat. That's right. Howie Kendrick to lead things off here.
Talk about a guy who wasted no time to throw the baseball. Jim Cott.
Line to right field, a base hit. So the approach a little bit different against Brett Cecil tonight than that of Mark Suchinski last night. Well struck line drive, and the Halos have their leadoff man on board. We'll take a look at our U.S. Marines leaders of the game with Mike Napoli coming to the plate. Napoli 7th in the American League with a .347 average versus left-handers this year. They drew a walk on 4 pitches in the second inning and came around to score on the Matsui home run. Third time in the game against Brett Cecil in which the Angels have gotten their leadoff man on board. Abreu with a single in the first, a double in the third. Now Kendrick with the single here in the fourth. The off-speed pitches in the dirt. That's 1 ball, no strike. 6 hits against Brett Cecil in this one. Take a look at the patented try box with Dino Ebel, Mike Napoli, and Howie Kendrick. (1-0). Napoli down the right field line. Snyder giving chase. He'll make the catch. Howie's got to hustle back to first base, and he is back in there safely. Boy, Travis Snyder really closed down on that one. There's out number 1.
Well, that was some kind of play. And just in time to take a break and get your Coors Light cold, hard blast. Matsui goes Godzilla on the inner half of the plate. Turns on that fastball. Boy, Cecil only left on 152, but Matsui goes bomb. That was our Coors Light cold, hard blast. Now 3 for 6 against Brett Cecil.
It is the 11th home run that he has allowed this year in 120 plus innings. 15th of the year for Hideki. Throw to first. Howie's back. 59 RBIs now for Matsui. And he had been scuffling of late. Still has not been able to get back on track on a daily basis. Heard so much about the second half surge that he had last year with the New York Yankees that carried over into the postseason. The Halos certainly could use that surge in the next 6 weeks. Oh, 1 ripped into the right field area. Snyder stumbles and he's not going to get it. Kendrick heading to third, and a bobble by Snyder. Kendrick's still going to be stopped at third base. Matsui with a home run and now a double here against Brett Cecil. The Halos with runners at second and third. 1 out, and Bobby Wilson coming up.
Matsui swinging the bat very well now. 4 for 7. Again, another pitch on the inner half. Made a mistake. Turns on it. Good balance, too, for Matsui as he crushes that ball to right field by Snyder. Again, had a tough time once the ball got in his glove. It fell out once again as he tried to get that baseball in quickly to the cutoff man. It's that pressure that the Angels put on you generally as far as trying to always score and be aggressive.
Infield in now for Toronto. Bobby hits one high and deep to left. Going back on this is Lewis at the wall. Gone! 3-run Jimmy Jack for Bobby Wilson. And the Angels are up 5-0.
Boy, after Godzilla goes gone, Bobby goes boom. 3-run home run. The offense making that adjustment. We talked about making adjustments, looking the other way, then eventually forcing Cecil on the inner half. He doesn't have quite the velocity to get it by you on the inside part of the plate. Bobby Wilson hits that out for a 3-run homer.
Bobby's third of the year. And now with 11 runs batted in, getting to start behind the plate tonight as Peter Borges takes a strike.
Inside fastball. That's what you want to do with the man on third, but you got to get it inside. Not enough. Bobby was able to get his hands through and drive that ball out of the ballpark.
Borges in the hole now at no balls and 2 strikes. He grounded out in his second inning at bat. So he's 0 for 1. Now it hits him. Joe West says he's not going to take his base, saying that Borges didn't make an attempt here. Are you serious? Joe West, I mean, at some point, you got to realize nobody's buying tickets to come and see you.
Maybe when he's singing country music, but not at the ballpark.
I mean, if the pitch is in off the plate, it hits him, it hits him. It's not as if Borges made an attempt to get hit by a pitch.
He didn't turn in over the plate to get hit. Well, and a good thing Joe West is never confrontational at all.
Yeah. Very welcoming in those conversations.
I mean, what are you supposed to do? You're way off the plate to begin with.
Ground ball over to short. Escobar's got it. Borges is retired for the second out of the inning.
I mean, it's not like Peter Borges is standing on top of the plate and then moves his shoulder out over into the strike zone. He's way off the plate. Hits him right in the elbow. Did he try to get out of the way necessarily? Not necessarily, but he's way off the plate.
Different thing if that elbow's hanging out over the plate in the strike zone. Now, some things just never change. Bobby Abreu 2 for 2 with a single and a double. He's been stranded both times. 2 for 2 night. Lays off that one. It's a strike on the outside corner, 0-2. Matsui with a 2-run home run in the second. Bobby Wilson, a 3-run blast here in the fourth. One ball, 2 strikes. And through it all, it seems as if Cecil's been out there forever throwing a lot of pitches. He's only thrown 49 pitches. It's happened quickly, having given up those 8 hits, 2 home runs. Fouled off the left, and the count remains at a ball and 2 strikes.
Well, it's like the adjustments the Angels hitters have made in this game as compared to last night. And Mike Scioscia was pretty critical of his hitters last night, not making those adjustments. He's seen a lot of that today, as far as going the other way. And then when Cecil comes inside, whether it be to Matsui or to Bobby Wilson, they're able to turn on the pitches.
Well, those last 2 pitches, Bobby's had some pretty good swings. A couple of mistakes by Cecil.
Good game so far by Matsui. There's Bobby Wilson doing a great job behind the plate, too, and hit that 3-run homer. But Matsui with the swing tonight.
Abreu takes a called strike 3 on a breaking pitch. That will end the inning, but the Halos get 3 runs courtesy of 1 swing of the bat. Bobby Wilson, his 3rd home run of the year, picking up his 9th, 10th, and 11th RBIs. Through 4, Angels lead at 5-0. Top of the fifth inning here in Anaheim. Halos up by the score of 5-0. Blue Jays sending up 9-1-2. Molina, Lewis, and Escobar here against Irvin Santana. And the first pitch breaking ball is in for a strike. Irvin at 64 pitches, 36 strikes, 2 punch outs, 4 walks. And Molina gets into one toward left, but playable for Abreu. 1 out. Hey folks, on Saturday, August 28th, all fans in attendance will receive a free ceramic Angels candy jar courtesy of Autotrader.com. Don't miss out on this one-of-a-kind promotional giveaway. Visit angelsbaseball.com for tickets. That's pretty cool. I think those are Hershey Kisses. Fred Lewis takes a strike.
I think they're M&M's.
Plain, peanut, or almond?
Peanut.
Excellent. Fred Lewis 0 for 1 with a walk and a ground out. In the hole here, no balls, 2 strikes. We've had some pretty cool giveaways all year long, haven't we?
They're unbelievable. I don't have to ever go shopping or bring home gifts for the kids.
What's the point, right? You're one of those guys? Regifter? That's a promotional giveaway. Merry Christmas, kids.
It's the gift that keeps on giving throughout the years.
Absolutely. Lewis ripping one into the right field corner. Torrey's pulling up, is going to watch this one go. It's a home run for Fred Lewis. His 8th of the year. It's a solo shot, and the Blue Jays get on the board. It's 5-1 Angels.
And Santana now has given up 21 home runs on the season. 11th home run versus a left-handed batter, 10 versus right-handed batters. Solo shot, don't hurt you as much. He's been around the strike zone so often this season, although today not quite as consistent. Fastball inner half, but didn't get it in far enough, and Lewis turned on that for a home run.
Escobar takes a slider for a strike. Blue Jays shortstop had a sac bunt in the first inning, hit a fly ball to right in the third, so he's 0 for 1.
It's a pretty good pickup for Toronto, getting Fred Lewis from the Giants when you think about it.
Absolutely.
Now 43 extra base hits.
Down goes Escobar, 2 outs. Good way to respond. Third punch out for Irvin. That'll bring up Jose Bautista.
That was that nasty slider again. Get Escobar swinging and missing at that pitch. Refocused. It's a big punch out.
Big swing and a miss by Jose Bautista. Third baseman struck out of the first, walked and stole a base in the third. So he's 0 for 1. Boy, great pitch right there. Just missed in off the plate. Evens accounted a ball and a strike. Two balls and a strike. Looks like Irvin tried to pick up the pace a little bit. A 2-1. Missing low. 3 balls and a strike.
And that's what you look for Irvin Santana, his pace and tempo on the mound. When he's locked in, he wastes no time grabbing the baseball and attacking that strike zone.
Full count now. Bautista, 29 years of age. You see Vernon Wells on deck. 3-2. Fastball is skied onto the outfield grass. The left side. Ibar makes the catch. That will end the inning. But Fred Lewis puts the Blue Jays on the board with his 8th home run of the year. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Halos lead at 5-1. Bottom of the 5th inning. It is 5-1 Angels. Fred Lewis picking up his 8th home run of the year to put Toronto on the board. Angels trying to get that one back. His Ibar swings the first pitch and lifts a fly ball to shallow left. Lewis comes in and will put it away. And Ibar is now 0 for 3 in the night. First out here in the 5th. Hey folks, the Angels Friends and Family Fun Pack presented by JetBlue lets you enjoy 4 game tickets, 4 hot dogs, and 4 soft drinks for just $44. The next Friends and Family Fun Pack game takes place tomorrow afternoon. That's a 12:35 start against these Blue Jays. Purchase your Family Fun Pack today at angelsbaseball.com. Here's Alberto Callasco. A couple of base hits for him, so he's 2 for 2. One. 2 hopper over to Yunel Escobar. Escobar's got a pretty good throwing arm. Gets rid of the ball quickly. 2 outs.
There's a chance to be a very good player if he keeps the focus. Good range at shortstop, strong arm, pretty good bat, some pop. Good pickup too for the Jays. Still a young player, chance to develop.
There's Torrey, who's 0 for 2, lining one now toward right center field. Snyder moves in and over, makes the grab. And Brett Cecil has himself a 1-2-3 inning first down. Now he's retired the side in order. 5 complete, Angels still lead it.
Batista throws the ball down the line. Eric Ibar arriving at the same time. Ball hits the glove of Overbase. Should be an infield hit. Instead, it's called interference. Ibar out. Bobby Abreu back to second. Joe West with the call. That was our Coors Light Freeze Cam, brought to you by Frost Brew Coors Light.
5-1 Halos. Vernon Wells swings the first pitch and fouls it back. Wells, Lind, and Hill here against Irvin Santana. Irvin 3 strikeouts, 4 walks, having allowed 2 hits. 1 out knock to Aaron Hill in the second inning. The home run to Fred Lewis in the 5th. Wells in the hole, no balls, 2 strikes. Vernon's 0 for 1. He hit a fly ball to right in the first and walked in the third. Got him swinging on that slider. Down goes Wells. There's out number 1.
Slider, and another perfect slider to get the swing and miss. Perfect spot ahead of the count. Throwing your pitch as a pitcher to hitter at the mercy of that sharp break to that slider.
Adam Lynn, the batter. He's the DH. 0 for 2. Ground ball to second, ground ball to first. Both on a couple of off-speed pitches. There comes a 1-1 pitch. Down low, 2 balls and a strike. Irvin, like Cecil, has had 1-2-3 inning. That came in the 4th. Good off-speed pitch there. Evens it down at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
You notice that of Irvin Santana, as the game progresses, you're just going to see him use more slow curveballs and changeups, particularly against left-handed batters.
He's got a full count on Lynn. Aaron Hill, the second baseman, on deck. This one out to left. Braves there, 2 outs. We took a look at our FoxSportsWest.com poll question. Will Peter Bourjos win a Gold Glove in his career? Yes or no?
Well, the way he's making some plays, you got to believe as he gets acclimated to the major league level and better reads, he's got a chance at it. Got a pretty strong, accurate arm also. Again, it's still early in his career.
Aaron Hill, first pitch swinging. Skies one to center. Bourjos is there. Irvin Santana.
Well, he's going to win it now.
Yeah, that one right there. That play right there, you can clip that off and put it on his Gold Glove reel. Second time tonight hit. Santana's retired the side in order. Angels still up. To you by AT&T. TV, high-speed internet, home phone, and wireless. Visit AT&T.com or call 1-800-PICK-AT&T for details. By your Southern California Ford dealers, where you'll find the new Transit Connect. Check it out at scforddealers.com. And by 76 Gasoline. We're on the driver's side. Brent Cecil delivers a breaking pitch outside to Howie Kendrick to start the Angels half of the 6th. 5-1 Angels. 2-run home run by Hideki Matsui in the second. 3-run blast by Bobby Wilson. That one in the 4th of that Exmo cam coming back from the break, showing that home run of Bobby Wilson on that fastball up and in.
Well, what a job he did as far as tucking his hands in to be able to get that bat head through the zone on the inner half of the plate and drive that out.
Two balls and a strike on Howie. He's 1 for 2 tonight with a base hit in the 4th. Swing and a miss on the off-speed pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes. This one shot foul. The count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Howie, hard hit towards short, diving stop by Escobar. And Kendrick is retired for the first down. Nice play by the Blue Jays shortstop.
Well, I think he's got a chance of being a very special player. It's a matter of keeping that focus each and every game. The baseball season is a very long season. So that good range and still gets up, has a strong arm to throw at Howie by a lot.
Well, let me ask you on the question on Yunel Escobar. We talked about it last night. That kind of he ran his course, his own course in Atlanta with Bobby Cox, who is a guy that does not mince words whatsoever. He certainly speaks his mind as Napoli takes a strike here. Why would the Blue Jays bring a guy like this that Bobby Cox could control? Is this something about Cito Gaston? Is it something about changing scenery? As Napoli hits one over to Hill? There are 2 outs.
It could be a wake-up call for a young player because Bobby Cox is generally known as a player's manager. So for him not to play well for him, it's kind of a shock. But Bobby, once he got in his doghouse, there was no way Escobar was getting out. But Cito is a guy that doesn't take any nonsense either.
Exactly.
And another player's manager if you play hard for him. If you don't, you won't be around either here. I think so far, under Cito, he's shown that he has a tremendous amount of talent.
Matsui at the play with 2 outs. Swings the first pitch and rolls one into right field. It's a 3-hit night for Hideki Matsui. Now a triple shy of the cycle.
I'm looking forward to it.
Time now for our Jaguar key performer. With Matsui at first base at 2 outs.
Gotta believe it's got to be Matsui and Bobby Wilson. Bobby turning on that pitch inside part of the plate. 3-run homer.
Well, go on a limb right here. If Matsui gets a triple in this game to complete the cycle, steak dinner every night on the road trip coming up.
On you?
On me. Bobby Wilson swings and misses on the soft speed pitch.
We do remember Benji Molina got a hit for the cycle this year for the Texas Rangers.
I'm pulling for it, man.
All right. I'm hungry.
And lobster tail to boot.
Oh, up there in Boston.
As opposed to that freshwater lobster up in Minneapolis.
Yes, it's perfect.
1 ball, 1 strike on Wilson. Bobby 1 for 2 with that 3-run home run. He's also grounded out. Tap right in front of the plate. Molina's got it. Fair ball. And Wilson is retired. So 3rd out of the inning. Nope, actually.
He just ruled a foul ball.
Must have been overruled by Rob Drake at 3rd base. Joe West pointed fair.
Might have been off his foot on Bobby Wilson. Generally, if it's off your foot, you're not going to run down the line. You're going to try to sell it.
So it's a 1-2 count. Bobby hits one out to deep left field. Lewis at the wall, reaches up and gone. Bobby Wilson, a 2-homer game, makes it 7-1 Angels.
Boy, it's the Matsui and Bobby Wilson show tonight. Get new life with a foul ball, presumably off your foot. Get another swing for Bobby with that big smile. Fred Lewis looked like he had that all ready to be able to catch over the wall, but ran into the wall instead of jumping. 3-run home run and a 2-run home run. Breaking pitch inside part of the plate. Lewis looked like he had a beat on it and just ran into the wall.
It is the Bobby Wilson Hideki Matsui show for sure. 5 for 6, 3 home runs, a double, a single, and 5 runs scored.
Pretty good dynamic duo.
Cito Gaston paying a visit to Brent Cecil. I think Cito's asking Jose Molina probably what that call was, because Joe West pointed that ball fair. And that's what Cito's doing. He's waiting for Joe to get out there, and apparently Rob Drake is the guy that overruled him. At least that's how I saw it. I saw Joe West pointing fair. Did you not?
I thought it was a fair ball, too.
Cito's going to go to the bullpen. The left-hander Brian Tallett's going to come on in relief. We're still in the bottom of the 6th inning with the Angels up 7-1. But it was all set up by the previous pitches. We take a look at our One West Bank, one person, one play. Watch Joe West, the home plate umpire. Molina comes out. Joe clearly points fair. And what should have been an out to end the inning. On that replay, maybe it looks like Molina caught that ball in foul territory. We're assuming that Rob Drake overruled Joe West.
But that's the home plate umpire's call until the ball passes the base down there, third or first. But it's a break, and hey, the Angels will take it. They haven't had too many of them this year.
Peter Borges facing Brian Talent takes a strike. That was brought to you by One West Bank, one person at a time. You see the numbers for Brian Talent.
He had high ERA and almost at 6. That's 5 starts, fastball 86-92, curveball. The slider is the best pitch and changeup.
Borges out toward right center field. Snyder's there, and he'll make the grab. That will end the inning, but the Halos tack on 2 more on Bobby Wilson's second home run of the game. 6 in the books. Angels up 7-1. Top of the 7th with the Angels up by the score of 7-1. Lyle Overbay, Travis Snyder, Jose Molina. The face Urban Santana. Overbay swinging at the first pitch. Lines went into the corner in left field. It's a one-hopper off the wall. Overbay heading to second with a leadoff double. First hit of the night for Overbay. It's 26th double of the year. Right from the get-go, the Blue Jays, who can score runs at will and do so quickly, have abandoned scoring position.
And that's the one thing when you possess that type of power that the Jays have. You're always a chance to get back in the game if you have some base runners.
Snyder swings at the first pitch. It hits one out to left. And the aggressive nature for the Blue Jays as Bobby makes the catch for the first out continues down by 6 runs. Snyder pulling the trigger as we take a look at our Farmers Insurance true stories of the game. Joe Carter is one of 2 players ever to end a World Series with a home run. The other, Bill Mazeroski, 1960 Pirates.
That's a great memory against the Phillies in '93 against Mitch Williams.
Mitch Williams at Skydome. Used to pack 4 million fans a year in that facility.
Every single game, 50,000 a game. It's amazing.
There's Molina, takes a breaking pitch high. Molina's 0 for 2. By the way, be sure to visit farmers.com today to hear more true stories from Farmers customers and to find a SoCal agent near you. Red Sox leading the Rangers 3-0. That game still at the top of the 9th inning. Red Sox with a couple of men on and nobody out in the ninth, looking for some insurance. Molina looks at a fastball. Yes, it was outside. It's 2-1.
I don't think Urban thought it was outside. I thought it was pretty much about at least 3 or 4 inches of the play they caught.
2-1. Breaking bat, broke his bat. Breaking ball broke his bat. 2 outs.
It was an out.
Yeah.
Off the end of the bat. Good break to that slider once again for Urban Santana. He's quietly turned it around and pitched very effectively again against the Jays. You look up here with 2 outs in the 7th inning. He's only allowed 3 hits so far. His walk forward tonight, maybe not have his best stuff, but still very effective. He's that good even when he's not with that best slider or best fastball combination.
That one may have gotten a piece of Fred Lewis. And he will take his base. 2 on here with 2 outs. 3rd time in the game in which Lewis has been on board. He walked in the 1st, homered the 5th. Now the hit by pitch.
Slider that very often here going to the back foot of a left-handed batter. If you're a right-handed pitcher, that certainly was one of those. Sharp break to it.
No balls on a strike here on Escobar.
I guess Escobar must have been looking for a slider on that first pitch because there was a swing, a defensive swing on a 93-mile-an-hour fastball.
Overbay with a leadoff double is at second. Fred Lewis at first. As Escobar jumpy on that slider. And it's no balls and 2 strikes. Blue Jay shortstop had a sac bunt in the 1st. A fly ball to right in the 3rd and a strikeout in the 5th. Urban now with 4 strikeouts, 4 walks. Trying to get out of the 7th inning. Getting ready to throw his 98th pitch. It's in the dirt. One ball, 2 strikes.
Good idea. Bad spot to go again with another slider outside.
Inside with a fastball, it's bounced over to third. Callaspo will straighten up a throw to first. Escobar was not running, anticipating Callaspo to go to second. That is the third out of the inning. No runs, a hit, 2 left on. 7th inning stretch time here in Anaheim. Angels lead at 7-1. Like Irvin Santana's night has come to an end. A 7-1 lead. Mike Butcher and Mike Scioscia deciding that Irvin is in a pretty good position for the 3rd time this season to pick up a W against the Toronto Blue Jays.
3 hits allowed in 7 innings. Did walk 4 batters. It was very effective against that powerful Jays lineup. One mistake, really, the home run ball.
Brian,
very good.
Yeah, Brian Talent delivers a fastball up and in to Bobby Abreu. Top of the order, due up for the Halos here. Abreu, Ibar, and Callaspo. Bobby 2 for 3, a single, a double, and a strikeout. Talent came on in the 6th inning and got Peter Borges to fly out to right to end the inning. Now it's up and in. 2-0.
Second pitch up and in. Setting up in the outside corner. Missed location, dropped his elbow, elevated that fastball in the inner half.
Missing down and away is Talent. And it's 3 balls and no strikes. Delivers a strike. It's 3-1. Talent's been kind of a swing guy for the Blue Jays over the last couple of years. He's a big dude. 6'6", 220 out of Louisiana. Been a starter in the minor leagues. Been a reliever in the big leagues. With the injuries that the Blue Jays had over the last couple of years, Sean Markham specifically, Jesse Lynch, they've had to use Talent in the rotation.
Guy more effective, in my opinion, coming out of the bullpen. Be a situational guy. If he's seen 3 or 4 different times during the course of the game, you can make some good adjustments against him.
3-2 is outside, and he walked him. A leadoff walk for the Angels here in the 7th. That'll bring up Eric Ibar as we go back and revisit the Hyundai key to the game.
Well, making adjustments during the course of this game. The Angels, including Mickey Hatch and Mike Scioscia, not real happy with their approach last night. Made some good adjustments from Howie's going the other way to Matsui turning on the pitch on the inner half. Same thing with Bobby Wilson. It's the adjustments that force a pitcher to come inside where you can do the damage.
Eric takes a strike in at the knees for the first strike of the at-bat. He's 0 for 3 in this one, popping up a butt, grounding to third, hitting a fly ball to left. It's jammed here and pops it up on the infield. Aaron Hill makes the catch, and there's out number 1. So Ibar now 0 for 4 and 0 for his last 11. Abreu remains at first base, and that'll bring up Alberto Callasco. Actually, Brandon Wood's going to pitch hit here. Callasco ends the game going 2 for 3 with a couple of singles and a ground out. Brandon swinging through the first pitch fastball.
Aggressive swing for Brandon right there. That's what you want to see. You don't want to look just to try to punch a ball in the right field. You want to see some power with that swing.
Second time he's appeared in the game of the last 18 ball games played by the Angels. This was a towering shot over to first baseman Lyle over. Then he drops it. Abreu is going to get tagged out here. There we go as an error probably on Lyle Overbay.
That was quite interesting.
The minute he started shuffling to his right is when you knew he was in a little bit of trouble.
Probably hoping that Aaron Hill would call him off at that point and make the play.
Rodney's loosening. Torrey takes the fastball high. They're talking about talent and the job that he's done for the Blue Jays. Ended up making 25 starts last year because of all the injuries. 7-9 and a 5.32 ERA. As Torrey swings through that one. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Oh for 3 night for Torrey. Couple of double play balls and a fly ball to right. Takes a breaking pitch in there, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hunter fouling down with back. Good swing there by Torrey. Two balls, 2 strikes. 42,059 in the house tonight. All here to celebrate Mark Gobus' birthday.
It's amazing. It's a big party.
As well as Artie Moreno's. Torrey fouling this one off to the right. All here to get their back-to-school backpacks. Courtesy of Zogues, handed out before the game today. Got a 12:35 start tomorrow afternoon. Dan Herron against Ricky Romero. Outside, full count here. That means Brandon Wood will be off the pitch at first. Torrey ripping this one into left field, a base hit. Brandon round second, heading to third easily. And the Halos, with 2 outs here, have runners at first and third. And Howie Kendrick coming to the plate.
Well, if you get an opportunity, you just got to keep piling on those runs against this Jays team. They're so powerful with 180 home runs as a team. You want to slow down. You want to keep scoring if you can.
Howie Kendrick tonight, 1 for 3. Had a single and a run scored to the 4th. The other 2 times he's grounded out to Yunel Escobar. Escobar making a spectacular play in the 6th inning to retire Howie. He'll take upstairs for ball 1. Howie shooting one to right field. Travis Snyder got a pretty good jump on it. Comes over, makes the running catch. And that will add the Angels half of the 7th. They leave a couple of men on through 7. Halos lead at 7-1. Time now for our Land Rover game recap. Been all Angels in this one, but Urban Santana early on didn't have the fastball going, but picked up a couple of strikeouts. Hideki now 2, putting the Angels on the board 2-0. Bobby Wilson making it 5-0 on that swing of the bat. And later on in the game, getting his 2nd home run of the ball game, a 5 RBI night. That's where we stand right now. 7-1 Halos here in the top of the 8th inning. The Blue Jays will set up Bautista, Wells, and Lynn. Those are the scheduled 3 guys, anyways, to face Fernando Rondi.
The 4-1 mark, ERA 4.05. Big thing for him, that fastball command. His fastball has been clocked at 97 to 99 of late. Good mechanics for him, a very good changeup also.
Brandon stays the game and plays third base in place of Alberto Callaspo. Jose Bautista, strikeout, a walk, and a pop-up. Looks at a fastball in for a strike. Urban Santana tonight, 7 innings, 4 strikeouts, 4 walks, 3 hits allowed, 1 run that was earned. That was that home run by Fred Lewis. Bautista late on the fastball. It's no balls and 2 strikes. Irvin in line to pick up his 12th win. And the Angels in line should the score hold to pick up that game they lost last night. Texas losing game 2 to the Boston Red Sox by the final of 3-1. A chance to get to 7.5 back in the American League West.
Just put the pressure on the Rangers, but above all, you have to play good baseball yourself. win those games, and then the Rangers be aware of where you're at when you're playing good baseball.
We've gone from 0-2 to 2 balls, 2 strikes here on Jose Bautista. What we were talking about. Chopped on the ground, foul. But not the best outing in the world for Irvin Santana. Tempo was a little bit off. Perhaps he's trying to feel his way through those first couple of innings. First time through the order, but the results don't lie. That one's down and in. Full count now.
Well, when he needed that, he had that great slider once again. Key spots. Fastball velocity 93, 94. Sometimes when you have success against a club like he has so far this year, 2 complete games against the Jays, you kind of think they're going to make adjustments to me, but you still got to pitch your game.
That one's shot down into the right field corner. Bautista heading to second base. Torrey picks it up cleanly, and for the second consecutive inning, the Blue Jays have had a leadoff double. Overbay had one in the 7th. Bautista now here in the 8th. Brings up Vernon Wells.
I think it's a big adjustment Bautista has made. Is going the other way. That ball was hit hard right down the first base line. The fastball in the outer half.
John McDonald will pinch run for Bautista at second. Vernon Wells 0 for 2. Fly ball to right, a walk and a strikeout.
Pretty interesting though, with a leadoff double. It's 8th inning. You've taken, it's a 7-1 game. It's certainly still manageable for the Jays. Right, with 36 home runs on the season, now he's out of the ball game.
You read my mind.
I could be happy if you're Mike Scioscia and the Angels right now. They get him out of there. Could be something where something's bothering him too physically.
Fastball is in there, and that'll leave it a count of 1 ball, 1 strike. Good change up there from Fernando Rodney, fooling Wells. Vernon in the hole to the ball on 2 strikes. Vernon got off to that incredible start this year. Cooled off. It's still 22 home runs, 60 runs batted in. Bautista, that 3 spot, eating up all the RBI opportunities. 1-2, grounded over to the right side. Napoli's got it. He'll feed Rodney, and there's out number 1. McDonald advances over to third. And come out to Kaiser Family tomorrow afternoon as all kids 12 and under will be invited down to the field to run the bases after the game against the Blue Jays. Purchase your tickets at angelsbaseball.com. Kaiser Family Sunday. Dan Herron, fresh off his first victory as a member of the Angels, to take on Cal State Fullerton product and newly crowned millionaire,
multi-year millionaire,
Ricky Romero. There's Adam Lind, who takes the changeup down and away.
That was a great decision that the Blue Jay organization decided on, keeping Romero around for that length of time. Very good pitcher, very competitive.
Back-to-back changeups here, and Rodney's falling behind at 2 balls and no strikes. There's Romero. Throwing the ball well, exceptional this year.132 strikeouts, 55 walks for Ricky Romero in the season. 1-1 pitch. This one's chopped on the ground to short. Ibar's got it. McDonald will score, but there are 2 outs. Lynn picks up his 53rd RBI. 0 for 4 tonight.
At this point of the game, you're looking for outs. You wanted to try to prevent that run from scoring. The reality is now you need to get 4 more outs. So you pick up that victory and, of course, pick up a game on the Rangers.
So 2 outs, nobody on. Aaron Hill, the second baseman, steps in. The fastball paints the outside corner for a strike. Dan Harrell will be making his 5th start as a member of the Angels. 1-2 mark and an even 3 ERA. One pitch outside, 2 balls and a strike. Hill tonight 1 for 3, had a base hit in the second. He's popped out and hit a fly ball to center. Down year as far as the average is concerned for Hill after being the American League Comeback Player of the Year last year. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. The 2-2 upstairs, full count. Lyle Overbay on deck. The bottom of the 8th inning, the Angels have Napoli, Matsui, and Wilson to schedule 3. This one's popped up. Howie Kendrick into the outfield grass, makes the call and the catch. And there's out number 3. Blue Jays get a run. Double on a ground down. We hit at the bottom of the 8th. Angels up 7-2. Is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Right now, get Jack's really big chicken sandwich combo served with curly fries and a drink for only $3.99 plus tax at participating restaurants. By Toyota. Get a great deal on Toyota's full line of hybrid and fuel-efficient vehicles at your Toyota dealer today. And by Jack Daniels. Your friends at Jack Daniels remind you to drink responsibly. Halos lead at 7-2 as we start the bottom of the 8th inning here. Casey Jansen is the new pitcher on for Toronto, taking over for Brian Talent after he went an inning and a third. Jansen a 4-0 record and a .396 ERA. Facing Mike Napoli to lead things off here. McDonald stays in the game. He's the third baseman. Dwayne Wise, the new center fielder. He takes over for Vernon Wells. Napoli swinging at the first pitch. And that's why I told you Dwayne Wise is the new center fielder, because Napoli was going to line out there.
Good segue. It's the guy that also made that great play for Mark Burley's perfect game. Over the wall, brought it back, fell down on the ground, and still held on to the baseball.
Still, because of the moment, has to go down as one of the greatest moments of baseball history.
No question. To go over the wall like that, to preserve a perfect game.
Catches, I should say, not moments. Catches.
It's over the wall, and then he hits the wall, and then it bounces out of his glove, and he's still able to catch it as he fell to the ground.
Here's Matsui, a triple shy of the cycle, facing Jansen. He takes a fastball for a strike.
I'm getting ready to eat on this road trip here, Victor.
Matsui, a 2-run home run in the second, a double and a run scored to the fourth, a single and a run scored to the sixth. He's only had one trip in the last 3 years. That came last year.
Not a bad time to get number 2.
And he's in the hole at no balls and 2 strikes.
Setting him up.
Now, if he doesn't get it, I get steak dinner at Lobster Tail every night, right?
Yeah, Norm will pay for it.
Oh, Norm. No balls, 2 strikes here on Matsui. Takes the breaking pitch down low. Boy, Matsui doing that damage against the left-hander Brent Cecil, who's been so good this year in facing lefties. But Cecil giving up 7 runs all earned on 10 hits and giving up 3 home runs. 1 to Matsui, 2 to Bobby Wilson, who's on deck. Here's the 1-2. Breaking pitch toward the middle. Escobar can't handle that one. And it's a 4-hit night for Hideki Matsui. Time now for our Lexus Pursuing Perfection as Reggie Willits is going to pinch run for Matsui.
Boy, Bobby Wilson fastball, inner half, turns on it, 3-run Jimmy Jack. And then after a foul ball, gets a break and goes a 2-run homer. 2 homers, 5 RBI for Bobby Wilson. That is our Lexus Pursuing Perfection.
Bobby 2 for 3, 5 runs batted in. Here's a guy who had 9 runs batted in 43 career games before tonight. He's got 5 ribeye steaks. 13 runs batted in now on the season for Bobby Wilson. And in case you're wondering,
I was wondering.
11 players, plus Adam Kennedy in the playoffs, have hit 3 home runs in a game as a member of the Angels. Torrey was the last one. That was June of last year against the Padres.
Has any catcher ever done that?
Goose egg as far as the catchers. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. There you have it.
Freddie Patek on the list. It was up at Fenway Park, wasn't it?
I think Freddie's bat was bigger than Freddie. 1-1. Bobby chopper toward the middle. Escobar's got it. Feeds Hill. And no relay on to first. But Wilson reaches on the fielder's choice. Willits is retired for the second down of the inning. So 2 outs here, and Peter Borges come to the plate. By the way, Hideki Matsui, that 4-hit game, his first with the Angels. Good to see that. 2 singles, a double, and a home run for Matsui. Borges takes down low. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Peters 0 for 3 in this one. Trevor Bell is up and loosening. He'll come on and pitch the 9th. Two-0. Just got a piece of it and got Molina. It's 2-1.
We talk about that balance in your lineup that Mike Soch has been looking for on a consistent basis the entire season. Getting 6 hits out of his 8 hitters, including 3 home runs. won't be happy with that performance. And the adjustments, we talked about making adjustments from last night to tonight. They certainly did that with 12 hits the club and 7 runs during the course of this game so far.
Two-one count here on Borges. Bobby Wilson over at first with 2 outs in the 8th. 7-2 Angels. Evened up now, 2 balls, 2 strikes. During his second plate appearance, Borges was hit by a pitch, but Joe West called him back, saying it leaned into it, ended up grounding out. Borges goes down swinging, and that will end the 8th. We head to the top of the 9th inning here with the Angels up 7-2 and trying to pick up that game against the Texas Rangers. Is giving you a chance to sit in some sweet seats to an upcoming game. To find out more info, visit angelsbaseball.com/Chevy today. Sweet seat winners will be invited to Fan Appreciation Day for a chance to win the official ride of Angels baseball, a brand new Chevrolet. Here in the 9th inning, Trevor Bell takes over on the mound for Fernando Rodney. Rodney went 1 inning, gave up a hit and a run, struck out nobody, walked nobody. And Bell in the 9th inning will face the bottom third of the order. Overbay, Snyder, and Molina are the scheduled 3. Halos looking for their 60th win of the year. Move to 2 games over 500 and pick up a game on the Texas Rangers, who dropped one to the Red Sox earlier tonight. 3-1 the final down in Arlington. Overbay takes a strike, and it's 0-2.
Good spot for that 94-mile-an-hour fastball for Trevor Bell.
Oh, 2 is hard hit, but right to Howie Kendrick on 1 hop. 1 away. There's Travis Snyder, the right fielder. Snyder 0 for 3, a couple of fly balls to left and a ground ball to first. Swings at the first pitch here. Napoli's got it, bobbles it briefly, and he'll feed Trevor Bell, and there are 2 outs. So the Blue Jays down to the last out. Win today will give Irvin Santana his 12th victory of the year against 8 losses. Brett Cecil would suffer the loss second most runs he's allowed in a start this year. 7, giving up 8 earlier this year.
Well, you got pretty good stuff if you're Urban Santana. You didn't take your best fastball, your best slider, best curveball, or changeup out there today, yet you only gave up 3 hits and 1 run in 7 innings.
Yeah, Molina swinging through that fastball. And again, against a team that is very good, a lot of power, and it's the 3rd time that he has done it this year. That doesn't happen too often.
Yeah, you would think that the Jays would have a better game plan at some point, but Urban's stuff is just too good at times. When he's on, his tempo and pace is quick. Not many pitchers better than Urban Santana.
No balls, 2 strikes on Molina, who's 0 for 3 on the night. Here comes the 0-2. It's fouled back. Thought about chasing it, did not go. And the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. This would be the 33rd victory for the Angels here at the Big A. It's 26 losses. The rubber game of the series tomorrow afternoon as that pitch is outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Very good pitching matchup tomorrow also.
Blue Jays sending 3 left-handers to the mound. Mark Suchinski last night, Brett Cecil tonight, Ricky Romero tomorrow afternoon. 2-2. Got him swinging like that baby up as the Angels have taken game 2 from the Toronto Blue Jays by the final of 7-2.
Boy, some great power out of the 7-8 spots in the lineup for the Halos today. Matsui, a 4-hit game, including a home run, a 2-run homer. Bobby Wilson, a 3-run home run and a 2-run home run. And above all, called a great game behind the plate. For Urban Santana, of course, there's Fernando Rodney and Trevor Bell. That's what you want. Defensively out of catchers, calling a good game, but added some tremendous offense with 2 home runs and 5 RBI. Halos get the win, pick up a game on the Rangers at this point of the year. That's the important thing. You know, Mike Scioscia always says he doesn't look at the scoreboard, doesn't look at the newspaper where they're at in the standings. You got to at this point of the year if you pick up some wins.
And most importantly, on your birthday, as well as Artie Moreno's birthday, a big W on the board. Always nice to see it.
Well, it was very good of the fellas to play that type of game for us.
Absolutely. 7-2 the final once again. Urban Santana picks up his 12th win of the year, going 7 innings, allowing 1 run on 3 hits. One of them was a home run to Fred Lewis. Brett Cecil went 5 2/3, gave up 10 hits, 7 runs, striking out 1, walking 1. As he takes the loss, he is now 9-6 on the year. The Halos 60-58, 2 games over 500, now 7.5 back in the American League West. The final once again, 7-2 Halos. Let's go down to Chris McGee.
Bobby Wilson, giving the people what they want tonight. We wanted offense, and you gave it to them with 2 home runs. How did that feel to deliver behind the plate like that?
It felt great. It felt great just to get a win, but to be able to hit some homers to help the club win was a big night for me.
Take us through those 2 at-bats. First a 3-run homer and then the 2-run bomb to follow.
Yeah, I got a cutter inside, got some barrel on it and got it out, and then the second one was a curveball that I hit out, so I'm happy, man.
Urban Santana, tremendous tonight. 7 innings, only 3 hits, and only 1 run. Talk about his performance.
He was outstanding, fastball in and out, slider, changeup, attacked the zone. He was great tonight.
You guys picked up 1 on the Rangers tonight. How does that feel?
Good. It's always good to get a win.
All right, Bobby Wilson, a career night tonight. His first multi-home run game and 5 RBIs. That's also a career high. Congratulations, Bobby. Coming up right after the break, Michael and Jose will break it all down for you as Angels Live will start. Angels